Welcome to Thomasville Insights with the City of Thomasville. On the podcast, we'll talk to experts on everything from Thomasville history and events to daily operations and city business, all while having some fun in the process.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thomasville Insights with the City of Thomasville. I am Austin Reams, and I'm so glad you're with us today. And I have with us the great Ricky Zambrano, everybody's favorite. Ricky, I'm so glad you're here today to share with us your practical homespun wisdom that you lavish on us every podcast. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, well, you're lucky actually that I am here because I was on vacation, and it's really tough to come back from vacation, especially when I have to get the day started with sitting by your side. There's so many other things that one can do, but unfortunately, I've got to come off vacation and deal with you.
You're coming out of the bullpen, and the bases are loaded. You got a big assignment here.
I came out throwing out 99.
That's right.
99 across the bow. So that's the hand I'm dealt. So I guess we got to deal with it. Luckily, we've got our finest here, our finest and our bravest here. That really actually make the show worth being here,
and that's not me and Ricky, audience.
No,
that's not me and Ricky.
Absolutely not. We got real heroes in the studio today.
Absolutely.
So we're lucky to have our guest. Go ahead, Austin. Let's talk about our guest a little bit.
All right. So with us is John Connor. Gee whiz, I've already messed up. The show we just started, but John is part of the fire department. He's the deputy chief and marshal, and you spell Marshall with one L. I learned that today as well. So I don't know the difference between the 2L and the 1L Marshall. John Connor, do you have any comments on that? Can you fill us in?
No, the only thing I could tell you is that it gets spelled wrong all the time. So it's nothing new.
All right, and listen, he spelled it better than I would. I can't spell anything.
If anybody's wondering, that he would be me because I misspelled Marshall. So let's go ahead and put this out to all of our listeners that I don't know how to spell Marshall.
Yeah, is it like capital, one of those as well, where the spelling is different?
Well, technically it's spell check. I mean, spell check should have picked it up.
Yeah, blame the computers.
Blame technology.
That's good. And also, so John Connor with the fire department, also John Tucker with Thomasville Police, and so I'm going to get the rank wrong. So tell us your rank and what you do a little bit, John Tucker.
So I'm the sergeant over training for Thomasville Police Department. So I coordinate all the in-service training for our department. I coordinate for officers to attend training away from the department from other agencies, and that's basically what I do.
And so speaking of training, we're going to start with you, John Tucker. And again, we got two Johns, so we're trying to on the police side, we have, I think one of the really unique things that our police department does is the use of force summit to really educate people. And this is kind of up your alley here about training, but tell us about this. Let's get the basics first of when is it, and then we'll go into why you guys do it. But when is the use of force summit?
Yeah, so the use of force summit is going to be November the 1st. It'll be from 8:30 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, and it'll be held at the old Thomasville High School, which is 315 North Ansel Street. But yep, that's when it'll be.
All right, Ricky, you got the next question here.
Yeah, of course. And so speaking of the summit, tell us, for those that never attended, that never been there, and never heard of it, maybe, what is this event?
Oh, well, I'm excited about this because this is actually going to be my first time kind of doing the use of force summit as well. But what it is it's an effort on the part of the Thomasville Police Department for us to just be a lot more transparent with the community on why we do what we do and what governs the way we do it. So I think all police officers would tell you that no use of force, when we're having to use force against another human being, that it's going to look pretty. Force is violence, so it's never going to look good when you see it on the news, when you see it on social media, when you're watching body cams, it always looks bad. What we're trying to do through this is to let people know that why we're doing it. So what federal case laws govern what we do, whether that's from the U.S. Supreme Court, whether that's from federal appellate courts, all the way down to what state laws we govern us, and also what policies that we go by through Thomasville Police Department. Now, we'll talk about all those things. Besides that, we'll also be putting the people that attend the summit through some scenarios. We're going to do some training and actually let them be the officers through some controlled scenarios and see what decisions they make and how they make them, and if they would make the right decision.
And as we talk about the people that attend, so who is it open for?
It's open to anybody that would like to attend. We are going to limit it to 20 people, just for the simple fact that because we're going to be doing training, doing scenarios, we want to give everybody as much hands-on experience or hands-on training as we can, so they get that full experience and they when it comes to scenarios.
Yeah, I think this is one of the coolest events that you guys do. I did a little bit of training in Forsyth, and as I was relaying earlier, it's very easy to. Everybody's a good quarterback when they're not having to be quarterback. All of us watch college football, pro football, and why did he make that decision? So when I took some training in Forsyth, and they put you in a simulator, and I would have gotten the police department sued for my results of what I did and how I failed. But it does, I highly recommend it, because it just is very hard to put yourself in that situation, because you got to be under control, but it is an uncontrolled situation. So I think it's great. I love that you guys do it. And kind of summing it up, but how do you think it's going to be beneficial to the community and to Thomasville Police?
I think it'll just give people a little bit more insight into why we do what we do, and kind of give them a different perspective on why we do things. Just like you were talking about everybody being a Monday morning quarterback, it's easy to judge things in hindsight, and actually U.S. Supreme Court in their wisdom has said that, it's easy for us to sit here and judge an officer in lieu of everything that happened, but they're having to make decisions in situations that are tense, uncertain, and rapidly evolving, and they're having to make split-second decisions that sometimes can mean life and death or severe injury to the person or themselves or a third party. And so we're wanting the citizens to understand that and to kind of see things through, our perspective, and that we're just as much a part of the community as anybody else. We're citizens just like everybody else. So we're just doing a job that sometimes requires us to use force, and that's not what we want to do. We always like to end things peacefully, but sometimes that's not possible.
In the words of Major Shane Harris, I heard him say it a bunch of times. At the end of the day, I just want to go home.
Right.
And you want our citizens, and you want yourselves. We all have families and lives. In the day, you want to go home. So,
and to go along, the Use of Force Summit kind of falls in line with the whole philosophy of community policing as well, because it helps to bring those people from the community to make relationships with you guys as well. Correct?
100%.
All right, to end up this segment a little bit on the Thomasville Police Department Use of Force Summit, tell me some details on the registration and signing up, and just some of the details on this event.
Yeah, so you can call 227-7075 to register. And like I said, we will be capping the class at 20 people. So I'd register as soon as possible if you want to attend. Also, we will be providing lunch for the day, so food will be provided. And again, that's going to take place on November the 1st from 8 o'clock till 3 o'clock, and it will be at 315 North Ansel, which is the old high school.
Sounds good.
And one more time, just to be clear, the phone number is
227-7075.
awesome. And there's a lot of rumors that Austin will be cooking up the meals, so I'm sure it's going to be a great meal if Austin's in the kitchen.
I'm just glad they didn't volunteer me to be where the police dog trains on, that guy. They always want to do that or tase me whenever we kind of get in these kind of situations.
I thought that's why you kind of are the way you are. But
It's true.
I think we've used you too
Well,
much on that.
it's
so.
called free shock therapy, Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure your family appreciates it.
That's right. Absolutely.
Probably right, gets you on the right side of things.
There you go. Well, hey, speaking of appreciation, we appreciate all our first responders, police and fire. Let's get to fire. Let's get to John Connor. Ricky.
Yeah. So John, obviously we welcomed you earlier, but again, thank you for spending time with us. And this is now John Connor. We did this on purpose. Two Johns in the studio at the same time. But John, tell us it's this time of year. It's the fall. So as we like to say, in the fall, it means that the weather has dropped from 98 to 88. So it's getting a little cooler out there, but it also means that time change is coming, and it's quickly approaching here in the next couple of weeks. What's the reminder that Thomasville Fire Rescue likes our listeners to know at this time of year?
So Thomasville Fire Rescue like to let everybody know at this time when you change your clocks, to go ahead and change your batteries and your smoke alarms.
And the smoke alarms, it's a big thing to talk about. Sometimes we think it's such a minimal thing in the household, but obviously it's a pretty important thing in the household for a variety of reasons. Number one being the safety, but to go along with that, when it comes to this time of year with the smoke alarms and the time of year, you have things that go on the entire year, correct?
Yes, we do. We actually have a free smoke alarm program inside the city of Thomasville. We will come out and install smoke alarms inside your house for you, or we'll just swap your batteries for you, free of charge.
All right. So, what do they have to do to sign up for that? What's the way to make that happen?
So you'll call Station 1. You'll talk to Miss Tina. That telephone number is 229-227-4099, and she'll put you on our schedule. And what will happen is the battalion chief in charge of the shift will actually reach out to you, set up a time, and the guys on the truck will actually come out and do that for you. And if you just don't like getting on a ladder, it doesn't matter your age. If you're just not comfortable getting on a ladder, just let us know. If you know somebody that needs them, let us know. When we also change your battery and your smoke alarm, we'll look at the date on the back. Your smoke alarms are really only good for 10 years. After that, you have to have them replaced. Now, the smoke alarms that we install aren't hardwired. So we're not electricians. We're not pulling wiring or anything like that. These are essentially the ones that you just pop into place so you have coverage inside your home.
And I'll just add one thing there for the listeners. I've actually had the guys come out because I'm one of those guys that doesn't like to get on a ladder. I'll be quite honest. Me and heights don't mix.
Okay. All right. Well, I got something else to pick on you about. This is fantastic.
No, that's fine. Everybody knows that. I don't like bridges. I don't like heights. I'll ride on a plane all day long, but as long as it's a big plane. But no. On a serious note, when the guys came out, they do a great job. Personalities are outstanding, and my kids were quite younger at that stage. So my son at that stage was probably about 6 years old. Mm-hmm. And it was just cool for him to have the firefighters inside of the home. So again, it's just another little opportunity for the kids to interact with our public safety. There's so many opportunities that both fire rescue and police offer for the kids in the community to interact. And talk about role models. Those are great role models to have around the kids. So the fire safety part of it is great. But that role model part is also outstanding.
Yeah, and some of the things one of the things I always talk about every time we talk about smoke alarms and smoke detectors, all that is how fast a house burns these days. Like there are a lot of maybe problems that we always think about fire in a home 100 years ago when people had fire, when they cooked with fire or things like that. We kind of think of maybe fire in a home not being as much of an issue today, but it actually is kind of more of an issue because of how much flammable stuff is in a house. Like, tell me about just kind of how smoke alarms are more necessary today than they were 30 years ago or, longer ago, just because of like how quickly a house can burn.
Yeah. So UL actually did a study on this, modern versus legacy, and it shows the older style furniture from what my grandparents had and y'all's grandparents had, where everything is cotton and wool and stuff like that. Well, now there's petroleum products and everything. And so it will show the modern fire actually going up, reach the room, reaching full flashover in about 3.5 minutes. So full flashover is when everything in the room catches fire, just because of the actual temperature in the room. The fire doesn't have to be around it, but everything is actually off gas to the point to where everything in the room will catch fire at one point in time. Well, the legacy, you're looking at 10, 15 minutes, and it's still at that point where it's borderline flashover. So smoke alarms will actually, there's a study from National Fire Protection Association that shows where working smoke alarms will actually increase your chances of surviving a house fire by 60%. Because what it does is that it activates, obviously we know it activates, but the parents are the ones hearing it, the kids are the ones hearing it, everybody's getting up and everybody's getting out, and that's the main thing, is the life safety portion of it. Thomasville Fire Rescue will come out and do this free smoke alarm program for you, and we actually offer a home inspection that the guys will go through. They'll walk through your house and talk to you about emergency egress, access, cooking tips. If you have, extension cords running certain things that you probably shouldn't. We'll talk about the air fresheners that you leave plugged in all the time and no one changes out, and they get really hot, essentially. So they'll just give you a couple of tips on how to actually be safe inside your home and what you can do to help improve when it comes to that.
And there's not just a home element to this. There's a element to this that goes along with our businesses. Mm-hmm. The importance of properly working smoke detectors. It's a requirement of TFR's annual inspections, correct?
That is correct. Some businesses, in order to actually be required to have a fire alarm inside your business, there's certain classifications and certain occupant load that you actually have to fall under. But some of them install it because of insurance purposes. But if you install it for insurance purposes or because you're required to install it or you just want it, either way, you have to have an annual test done on it by an actual company. So whoever's monitoring your actual fire alarm system will come in and do a test once a year to show that everything on the system is functioning, from the actual board to the smoke alarm, horn strobe, or pull station, whatever is on your system that you're required to have. They will come in and they will test that once a year. And that is part of one of the requirements to actually pass your fire inspection, is that we will ask for that actual report.
Well, speaking of passing, I think we're going to see if you guys can pass the monthly inspection that Austin likes to do on the podcast when it comes to checking out everybody's wit. So, Austin.
All right, here we go. Sounds of the city. We haven't had winners in a while, so I'm trying to give everybody an easy one. So I'm not playing mind games here. This is an easy one. So, I don't know if you guys remember Mike Singletary. He was a great linebacker for the Chicago Bears, and when he started coaching for the San Francisco 49ers, he said, "I want winners." So that's what I want. I want some winners here. So give me your best guess.
That's very inspiring locker room voice by Austin there.
Did you like that?
I'd run out the tunnel for you with that one.
I can't do it as good as Mike Singletary. He was a very intense guy. Go look that up. Look that up on YouTube. In the 80s, he was a great linebacker for the Bears. But here we go. Sounds of the city. Give me your best guess. And again, these guys, audience, these guys may be right. They may be wrong. I can't tell them that because we want you to write in and to get that Ricky bobblehead as a prize. Here we go. All right, I'm going to go.
See those light bulbs going.
John Tucker, give me your best guess here.
sounds like a blower blowing leaves or something like that
What type
right.
of leaves?
Oak.
on Broad Street.
On Broad Street. Okay.
I have to
John
second
Connor?
that. I'm thinking it's actually Brian downtown Thomasville.
he's going
with a leaf
specific
blower.
with who
That's
it
what
is.
That's going to be my
Okay.
guess.
All right. So, audience, again, let us know on Facebook, on the comments. And we do have, always joke around, but we do have some fun marketing prizes for those randomly selected winners. So, and again, in the words of Mike Singletary, I want winners. So, speaking of winners, Ricky, what you got?
Well, we got to send off our guests that are certainly winners, Sergeant John Tucker and Deputy Fire Marshal,
1L.
Deputy Chief and Fire Marshal John
There
Connor.
it is, yes.
Thank you for being for being here with us today. These topics, while they may seem like simple topics, they're important topics. So we appreciate you guys spending time with us and informing our listeners about not just the smoke alarm program and the event that's coming up, but just in general what it takes, what you guys do for us in the community. So every time we can have you guys on here, it's always great for you guys to be able to spend some time with us and let everybody know that you're out there and what the community means to you guys as well. So a couple of other events that we have coming up, and just some reminders again, with the Smoke Along program, that number is 227-4099 to take advantage of that. And just one quick reminder that this Smoke Along program is for city limits, city residents. I believe the county has their own program as well. So if you're in county limits, please take advantage of the county's program and reach out to them. And again, that number to register for the Use of Force Summit is 227-7075. So take advantage of both of these, the program and the event. And we also have coming up the Thomasville Multimodal Plan, the workshop on October 21, and the community presentation on October 23rd, and those will be held at Hubs and Hops. For more information on that, visit thomasville.org. And we've got the Literacy Fair. We as a city partner with Literacy for Thomas County to host this event on Tuesday, October 21 from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Ritz Amphitheater. So a couple things on the agenda there as far as events and programs that are out there for the community to take advantage of.
Yeah, and as we wrap up, I just want to salute our first responders, both fire and police. Our firemen and women run toward the fire, and our policemen and women run toward danger, run toward the bullets to protect us. And we don't have enough words, but we really appreciate what you guys do day in and day out. And we appreciate our audience listening and dealing with us as we stumble our way through it. But I hope you are informed and had a good time anyway. And we just encourage you to listen to us on your favorite listening app or your least favorite listening app. One or the other, we'll take it. We appreciate that. And we'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Thomasville Insights with the City of Thomasville. The show is produced by the City of Thomasville Marketing Department. The show's music is by pond5.com. To learn more about the City of Thomasville, visit thomasville.org or follow us on social media. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite listening app so you don't miss an episode. Thanks for listening.